Here we go, man. Episode 68, Hang with Beatdrop podcast. Shout out to my cousin Kev, Roger Rocha, Beatdrop, and today we got a special guest, man. We were having some great health talks, some great life talks. Shout out to my boy Kteq. What's good?
Yeah.
Like our air horn? You like that? What's good, bro? How you feeling?
I'm good. I appreciate y'all bringing me on.
No, hell yeah, man. Yeah. I appreciate you stopping by. We met, shout out to Hector.
Sir.
I know one time I was like, I needed some photography shit, some videography shit. Right. And he was like, yo, I got a boy. And bro, you've been the homie since day one. You know what I'm saying? You've been like, yo, I need some shit.
That was the day I met him, right? The day he came here?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You take the shots?
Yeah, I remember it was that one. No, that was like.
That was a couple times. We did some stuff All-Star Weekend.
Yeah, we did some shit All-Star Weekend.
No, but the first time we did something was at the radio station.
Yeah, he came up, recorded, and then when you met him is when I needed some pictures.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get some for the podcast because I was like, yo, we need some pictures for the podcast. And then he got us right, bro.
No, but I'm saying that was my first time ever meeting him, right?
You with him? Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. But you obviously had met him.
Yeah.
Like, I know you motherfuckers.
Like,
I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me here, man.
Yeah, I'm talking about our friendship.
I'm here like, damn, for real? Was I high that day or what happened?
A little bit of everything.
Really shit. I was like, damn. Then it's like, fucked up. It wasn't the first time. Damn.
No, man. No, I remember you got us some good pictures, and I've been using those pictures ever since. Because I ain't gonna lie, bro. I didn't have any updated pictures since like years ago. I looked like I was still 15, and then you took some pictures.
I didn't even know how important that shit was. To be honest.
For real. I remember that like I would get bugged, and they'd be like, "Can you have some pictures where you like actually have hair on your face?" And I was like, "Well, I still don't have hair on my face." You know what I'm saying? It's a work in progress and shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Let's start from the jump, man. Because I wanted you to stop by because I feel like you got a dope story. Like I'm sure when people saw your Instagram, people just think that you were doing photography, videography, but people don't know that you've been doing a lot of different shit from the jump. You know what I'm saying? That you didn't. Oh shit! There's a fucking. You didn't live in LA. You know what I'm saying? So can we start from the beginning, like where you from, and just walk us through the journey and all that good shit?
Take us way back.
Yeah,
man. Story time now.
Yeah, story time.
No. So basically, I'm originally from LA, born and raised in LA, and I moved. I went on a hiatus for a little bit, went to Vegas, and then in Vegas, that's when I kind of went out there with the intentions to like really flourish in my DJing career. Because I mean, before I went to Vegas, I was kind of like, yo, Craigslist DJ, what I mean? Call me, I'll DJ your birthday parties, your bar mitzvahs or whatever. And I was just like, man, that type of DJ I wanted to be wasn't what I was doing at the time. So I was like, man, I want to go big clubs, like I want to go. So it's like the biggest DJ industry is Vegas, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So why not go out there, So I basically went out there and just really established myself as Kteq. And so I used to just introduce myself as Kteq, DJ Kteq, just so that everybody can be familiar with the name. Like, even if they haven't heard of me, because I wasn't like a big guy, like a big name, but I was like, every time I met someone, I was like, yo, my name is DJ Kteq.
Right.
And so nobody knew me as my first name or anything else. And that's just how I moved. And it's just like that energy behind it eventually would be like, I would just like go sit in at different clubs or like bars and just like go buy a DJ drink. And it's like, bro, I'm DJ Kteq, I just moved out here. If you just need some help like carrying your DJ equipment, what I'm saying? Like I'm here. So I started off like that. And then shouts out to my boy DJ Nino, man. He's out there in Vegas. Like, he's the one that really like gave me my first opportunity. He worked at the Heart Bar in at Planet Hollywood. And so I literally just bought him a drink and showed him love, and he was like, oh shit, you know what I mean? He's like, I don't know who this kid is, but he came out there with different energy, and like I was out there broke as fuck. I think like the next day I got my car repoed.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm saying? So
shit.
I moved to Vegas, but I was on the run. Like, I had just got fired from my job, and I needed to buy some time to get some money. So I had an auntie that stayed out there. So I was like, shit, I know the repo man's gonna come find me at the crib. So if I go to Vegas and just kind of get my work going, they're not gonna find my car out there. They're not gonna find me.
You had a master plan.
But I mean, my intentions was like, I'm gonna pay my shit, but
Right.
I need to do my stuff. You know what I mean?
You need time, pretty much.
I need time.
Yeah.
So I knew I just couldn't get the job that I wanted in LA and survive with the expensive rent, blah 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 blah. So I was like, man, I'm gonna go to Vegas. And so I literally packed everything in the car. I didn't know how long I was gonna go there. I had like 2 containers, my turntables, and I just went to Vegas.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And stayed at my auntie's house, and got into little family issues after a while, whatever. But I would like go audition at every fucking strip club, and my auditions was weird. Like the strip club manager would be like, "Oh, come to the strip club to audition at like 1:00 in the morning." You know what I mean? So it was like I'm sitting there like leaving the house at like 11:00 at night to go to the strip club on the strip, and I'm just like, it was like some shit out the movies. Like you would go into the strip club, and it was like Vegas is like coming in there for the first time. It was like scary because you dealing with like mob type motherfuckers, like, you know what I mean? Like, you out there by yourself, entourage, like you out there dolo. So I was just like, so I'm at the strip club and I see like pimps and like, it's like they felt like I was somebody new. So I was like, man, I ain't trying to let nobody rob me,
Yeah.
But so I'll like go to the strip clubs and like they had these whack ass DJs that was playing like virtual DJ on a computer. Like they weren't even DJs, bro. Like they were just like stop, play, like next stripper, and then they'll get, I ain't know, like I've never really been to a strip club until I went to Vegas. So like the whole experience was like new to me, but I knew coming out there, like Vegas was a very popular strip club atmosphere. So I'm like, let me go there first and then work my way to the clubs. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up didn't get, my first job wasn't a strip club job. Like they all like shot me down, but I eventually end up getting like shouts out to the Rockstar DJs, my boy DJ Mizzy Matt and Kelly J gave me like my first shot, and I was DJing at I forgot the club. It didn't change, it didn't close down, but it's off Flamingo Road, but it was like the only like urban hip hop club. And so peep this, my first DJ gig in Vegas, I'm like, I already went to the club, I already read the format, felt the crowd, knew what kind of vibe. Went home, got my playlist together. Mizzy's like, yeah, bro, come up here, I'm gonna give you a shot. So back then I couldn't afford a MacBook, and I was like, man, I don't need a MacBook, you know what I'm saying? I got a PC, I'm good. So when it came for me to get my set, like I'm walking up there with my big ass HP laptop, and then we go to switch, and like my computer wouldn't read the little NS7 that they had. And I was like my heart fell. I was like, I had the playlist. He was like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can just use my computer. And I was just like, nah, bro. Like, it's weird. Like, I don't know your crates. Like, I don't know. I don't know your music. Like, it ain't gonna work. So I had to sit back down. He was like, it's all good, bro. It happens to the best of us. He was like, just let me know when you're ready to get another shot. And I was just like, fuck. Like, that next day, bro, I went on Craigslist and I bought a laptop, a MacBook for $600.
That's
like,
right.
All my loot. I was getting unemployment, and so it was like $300 a week, and so it was like exactly $600 that I had.
Damn.
2 unemployment checks. And I remember meeting this guy in a sketchy ass desert part of Vegas. Bro, it was
I
like,
know what the fuck you mean.
It was a sketchy ass situation, but bro, like, I was driving back home, like making sure nobody following me, bro. Like, it was
had you shook,
bro. But like, I got that MacBook, bro, and I went boom in a 7. I got the drivers for every fucking popular controller out there. I was like, man, next opportunity, man, I'm gonna fuck this shit up. You know what I mean? My bad, I don't know about
Nah, you can cuss all your way.
Next opportunity, man, I'm gonna kill this shit. So rewind back, I went there, boom, you know what I'm saying, played my shit, you know what I mean? And everybody was like, and I felt like that was like my moment, you know what I mean? I was like, it was like my 8 Mile moment, you know what I mean? And it was like, okay, cool, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can come in and fill for me every now and then or whatever. So like, that club ended up closing down. So I don't even think I even got an opportunity to play again. But like,
But you redeemed yourself.
But
You redeemed yourself. You went back there and you
I
shut shit down, baby.
I redeemed myself, but that was like the moment. But like I just started to like I spent a lot of time just shadowing other DJs, just getting myself familiar with who's who in the community, and just really building myself up as a DJ. So like I would get gigs here and there, but it was like it took me a long time before I got like a residency gig and really like start getting like gigs consistently. Like shouts out to King Smash, like that's like my boy, like he really like looked out for me and really like he was like the strip club king out there. He was like what's the dude down in Miami? He's like the Luke of Vegas. Yeah. And so like he would like shoot me little shots, little gigs in there and here, but I started to see what the politics was in Vegas, and at that time, EDM was like heavy.
Oh, okay,
you know what I'm saying? EDM heavy, and like they basically like blackballed all hip hop from Vegas, from the strip. Let's just say like so at that time, you couldn't be a hip hop DJ on the Vegas Strip because they didn't want that. They were just pushing EDM music only. And so if they knew that you even played at a hip hop club off the Strip, like they will assume that you would bring that type of crowd. So they would just like, they wouldn't even give you an opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I got caught in that whole cycle and I was like, fuck, man. So I just started doing like independent gigs, you know what I'm saying? Like smaller clubs off the Strip and like, but I eventually got like 1 or 2 opportunities on the Strip, but it was because I was DJing for an artist. You know, it wasn't like a straight like party or club type thing, but I got the shot. And then my boy Nino, he gave me like my really big gig, and I was like DJing on the Strip for New Year's Eve, and like that was like the biggest highlight moment, well, one of the biggest highlight moments for me in Vegas. And it was just like, cause he had double booked himself. He was DJing downtown that night, and he had booked at this $1 million cigar bar on the Strip. And so like at that time I had bought my first camera, and like I was going around filming my other DJ homeboys because I was like, shit, I bought the camera because I was like, club promoters weren't booking me because I didn't have enough content. I had no pictures of me DJing, but that was only because I couldn't afford a cameraman. You know what I mean? And I didn't know enough people out there, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go to Fry's and I'm gonna buy a camera and I'm gonna take it back in 30 days." And I'm like dead ass.
Do what you gotta do.
I was like, I'm gonna go hard for like 30 days. I'm gonna shoot a bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna shoot videos, photos, and then I'm gonna clean this shit up nice and take it back to fucking you know what I mean?
Like if it was never open.
Like I took everything out nice and neat and like let the packaging. Cause I was like, bro, like it was a dead ass, like it was a scheme. Like I was like, I'm gonna fucking finesse Fry's out of a camera and then get that shit back. You know what I mean? And then I was gonna have enough content. I was gonna get booked and like all this shit. But like in the process of me figuring out the camera, like I fell in love with this shit because it was like I was going around filming my other DJ homeboys and shit like that, and they was like, they welcomed it like, bro, shit, you know, I need footage, bro. So it was like everybody was hitting me up, like, and then like I was like learning and I like fell in love with that process. So like my boy Nino had got booked on the $1 million cigar bar on the Strip, so it was like right in front of like the mall on the Vegas Strip. It was like a little cigar bar, but it was like it's a real $1 million cigar bar, like high-end luxury type shit, but they had a DJ there. And so I would go there and shoot him and shit, and like he was like, hey Kev, he was like, you know, I got double booked for New Year's Eve. He was like, I want you to cover me at the cigar bar and I'm gonna be downtown. And so like, yo, that was like New Year's Eve. Have y'all ever DJ? Have you ever been to Vegas on New Year's Eve?
Vegas, nah, I never been New Year's Eve.
That shit
bro,
But I know that shit gets crazy.
Shit,
Just in general, you DJ New Year's Eve, that shit's gonna be crazy.
Bro, I mean, like, first of all, they shut down the Strip at like 7 o'clock, so you can't drive on the Strip at all.
They put
so,
those
like,
big ass fucking freeway.
They put the like you're shut down. So like I had to come and bring my equipment to the venue like early in the daytime, and then my homeboy and his girl dropped me off, and I think I left my car there and went back home because they were staying with me. But whatever, they dropped me off, and like bro, that shit was lit, bro. Like, I'm sitting there DJing, it's like thousands of people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, fireworks going off. Like, right across the street, you got DJ Khaled. Like, all that.
just
like,
going
bro,
crazy.
Like, on that same street, bro, you had, like, the world's top DJs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's me. You know what I mean? Like, although they didn't know it, you know, I'm like, yo, I'm still like, yeah, I'm still here. You know what I mean? But like, you had Tiesto, you had all these big time DJs, like all DJing on the strip, and then there's me, bro. And I remember just like that shit was like, it was like a moment. Like I still got I went on Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Like, I still got the video of that shit. You know what I mean? But it was cold as fuck. Don't get it twisted, bro. Like that shit was cold. Like it's like cold. Like when you gotta wear a scarf because you don't want to get that shit in your throat.
Yeah.
You gotta wear gloves, like layers and shit. Like I was still like, you know, and you know the guys are just throwing me fucking drinks, dude.
Yeah.
Like
That's
I was
unlimited
getting
drinks.
tips out the ass. Like people was tipping me $20 to play one record.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Like it was just like it was a lovely ass time, and I was like, man, like that was like one of my biggest highlights. But then there was the Mayweather's last fight ever in Vegas. Well, it was supposed to be his last fight, and my homeboy King Smash had hit me up. Was like, yo, I want you to DJ for me. I want you to DJ with me for this lineup. And bro, the lineup was heavy, bro. I was like, it was me, DJ King Smash, DJ Franzen, which is like Franzen is like the resident DJ at Drea's. But this is before Drea's was open. Like Franzen like ran the city. And then the biggest DJ that was there was DJ Drama, bro. And I was like we literally, it was like on the promotion flyer, it was like all of us DJs. It was like my picture was next to Drama. And it's like growing up in my era, it was like you listen to Drama mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? Like, like Drama at that time was bigger than Khaled. But like I was ready for it, bro. Like I had the playlist that was like fire, bro. Like, like I was ready. My crate was ready for whatever. And like I remember getting there, like, all right, I knew who was gonna play what, but they had this mixer, bro, that I never used in my life. And it was just like this big ass fucking mixer, bro. And it was like intimidating. Yeah. And like there was this issue that I had with like swapping between different laptops or some shit like that. And me and Franzen, we was sitting there trying to figure it out. But Franzen done DJ'd in so many clubs that he was able to figure it out real fast. So it was just like having that day where I was like, you know, working with Franzen and DJ Drama was like, that was an experience, bro. Like I got a picture of me and DJ Drama back to back, like DJing, bro. Like we had all the strippers in the city, you know what I'm saying? Cause it was like this big ass mansion. It was just like people was throwing money. It was fucking crazy. Like my homies drove out from LA to Vegas just to see it. Like it was crazy, bro. Like that was like my most defining moment. But like I did so many dope gigs in Vegas, but a lot of it wasn't documented because I didn't have a camera. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have like, how was I gonna take a picture? You know what I mean? When you're DJing, you're working, bro.
Yeah,
like,
you're working.
You don't have time to like document, take pictures and shit. So that's when I kind of like was like, man, this shit, I'm not getting anywhere because none of this shit is being promoted. You know what I mean? And I was a loner out there, bro. Like I didn't have no entourage, I didn't have no homies, I didn't have no family. So it was just like, it was just me. Yeah. So I was like, man, let me just take a break. So I was actually working my little IT job and shit in the daytime just to pay the bills and my rent and stuff. And I just started learning the camera, you know? And to be honest with you, I did take that camera back and I started using my iPhone. Okay. You know, I started using my iPhone. I started editing iMovie because, again, I was kind of like tapped as far as money at the beginning. Yeah. So I didn't have a MacBook or nothing. So I would just like, I would edit and shoot everything on my iPhone. So I downloaded iMovie and I would just shoot with my phone and then, you know, edit iMovie and then send it out to everybody. And everybody loved this shit. You know what I mean? So, so then that kind of like, my DJing was like here and there because like I was so caught into like learning how to use a camera and shit. And I went to this camera store and I was just telling them like, yo, look, I want to buy a camera, you know what I mean? And this Asian lady was telling me, you know, this camera, this price range. And I was just like, I'm about to cash out. You know what I mean? I spent like my first real it wasn't professional, but like my first serious camera was like, I think I spent like $1,500 that day.
Damn.
Like I never spend that much money on one thing, like
Yeah.
ever. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
So when I got it, bro, like I went home and I was like, yo, I'm about to learn this shit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I literally spent like day in, day out just learning everything. So the first thing I learned about cameras was like focusing on lighting. Lighting was like the first thing I focused on. I ain't focused on like too much on the physical camera and lenses and all that shit. I mastered the art of lighting, you know what I'm saying? Because once I mastered lighting, I figure everything else would be like pretty easy, you know what I'm saying? And so I worked on that. I had like a 2-bedroom condo in Vegas. I literally took everything out of my fucking living room and made it into like a studio. I bought a backdrop. I bought the little lights like this. You know what I'm saying? Everything. And I'll just be sitting up there like 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, taking pictures of myself, learning the different types of lighting, you know, shots and everything. Like people come in my apartment like, bro, why the fuck, where's your couch and shit? I was like, bro, this is a creative workspace, bro.
Like, why do you got cameras and so much lighting in the living room, bro?
like, dude, like I was like, look, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Like my house is just to be creative. I was like, this is how I'm gonna eat soon. So I eventually got tired of the 9-to-5 job, and I was just like, bro, I'm gonna quit. So then I quit my job, and I started like really surviving off of, you know, camera work, you know, and then little DJ gigs here and there. But it didn't last long. You know what I'm saying? It didn't last long. My rent was like $1,400 without utilities. So like I wasn't banking that much money all at one time, but I was like literally going off faith. I was like, I'm gonna figure out somehow, some way. You know what I mean? So here I am back on this whole, you know, trying to, you know, walk by faith type thing, and it didn't work out, bro. Like I ended up losing my car again. Like what's crazy is this is my second time getting my car repoed, bro.
Fuck.
And but what the blessing was, the first time I got my car repo, and it's gonna sound like, damn, this dude's very financially irresponsible. No, I was on a mission to like do great things. I didn't give a fuck, because I figured once I get on what I'm doing, like all these little financial losses was just gonna be like minor. Right. So the first car that I got repo when they came to Vegas and got my shit, that shit never got on my credit. Like it was like if it never happened. Like, and that was like over 7 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, through the grace of God, I was like, you know what I'm about. So I was like, you know, keep going. So, but then the last one, it actually did go on my credit. But I begged with the lady at the bank, like, she was like, look, you know, if you can come up with this amount of money, you know, and bring us the keys and surrender your car, you know, we won't charge you so much. And I was like, I was just waiting for like the 11th hour, like a gig might come or something might come, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna have the money, but man, I woke up one morning and like my car you can open up my window, you can see the car right there, and like car was gone, bro. Car was gone, but I still wasn't tripping, bro, because it was like once you like really are dedicated to your craft and your art, you just be like on some other shit, you know. It's a lot of people, they be like, you know what, fuck this shit, I'm gonna go back, you know what I mean? I was like, nah, man, I'm way too, I'm in too deep. So I had a little bit of money but not a lot, so I was like, man, look, I'm gonna go get me a bike, bro. So I went on Walmart, I went on the internet Walmart, and I bought this dope ass, like, you know, speed bike. It was like $100 and something. You know what I mean? And so like I ordered it online, and I remember having to take a Uber down to the nearest Walmart and pick it up, and it was like in a box and shit. So
you're like, oh, this shit's not already.
I was like, this shit's not assembled. So I remember sitting in the parking lot, like, you know, putting the bike together, and I was like, man, this shit ain't gonna work, man. So like, I ended up putting it all the parts together and having to get another Uber to pick me up and take me back to the house. And like, kid you not, bro, when I had it together, I was like, yes. I was in my living room. I was like, yes, this is the bike.
Yeah.
And I took a picture and I sent it to my uncle. I was like, look, I got a bike. And he was like, bro, your handlebars are backwards. I was like,
It'll be like this.
He said, no. What you mean?
No. It's a Vegas trend. It's some Vegas vibes.
You haven't seen Vegas bike then.
Yeah, come on, Unc.
Bro, that shit was hilarious as fuck. I was like, man. I was like, I almost tripped. I was like, you know, I'm fix this shit back, whatever. But you know what? Like in that crazy time period, like that shit could have broken me. But I was like, man, look, this is how I'm going to treat the situation. I was like, I'm not only going to get to where I gotta go, but I'm going to be fit too, because I'm gonna be riding my bike and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is it. You know what I mean? So I literally, bro, would ride my bike. I ended up getting another job, and I got my bike and I would ride to work every day. Like, granted, this is the summertime in Vegas, so we reaching at like 115 a day.
I hate that shit.
So I would have to be at work at 8 o'clock. So I would leave super early. You know what I mean? Before that sun got up, it was still hot though. And then like ride my bike. And then what I would do is I would, if it wasn't too hot, I'll probably get a ride back with somebody, or I'll just leave my bike at work. You know what I mean? And so what I would do is after like 3 weeks, my first 3 weeks was kind of like trying to figure out how to get home in the heat. And so I'll catch the bus and like put my bike on the bus, because like I lived on like a big ass hill. So like going to work was smooth, but like coming back home, it was a struggle. I was like, man, fuck this shit, man. I'll just smash to the bus stop, put my shit on the bus. You know what I mean? Get me to the corner, and then I'm good. But so then I was working construction IT, and so like they gave me a company car. You know, it was like a GMC something. I forgot what it was, but it was a nice size SUV, and they knew I didn't have a car, so they're like, you know, since you work here, you know, you can just like take the car home. You know what I mean? You can just drive back and forth. You don't have to leave the car here and then go home, because that's what I would do. Like, I would leave the car there, hop on my bike, and then go home at the end of the workday. They're like, just take the car home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, really? Because low key, like on my lunch breaks, and I don't give a fuck who sees this shit, but like on my lunch breaks, bro, like I would like go to the grocery store, load up the car with groceries, and then take that shit home, bro, and like run errands and shit, bro, like in between jobs, and like just so I can have my shit. You know,
You were smart about it, man.
Hey, that's
but
smart.
I would have been mad as fuck. I was like, yo, so it took y'all 3 motherfucking weeks. See me struggling and shit, and it took you 3 weeks to tell me this shit,
bro.
You could be mad, but I'm not mad.
That's cool. I appreciate the vehicle.
Hey, I capped
I'll
on
take
it. Because they were such a wealthy company. I was like, you know, man, whatever, man. But I didn't abuse it, but it was just like I had to do what I had to do.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
man.
saying? I had to do what I had to do. But then like I ended up losing that job. But at the same time, like I got that job only so that I can save up money and buy more equipment. So like literally every check, I would pay my bills and then invest in some shit. Like I bought the turntables I wanted. I bought the everything, any and everything that I want. I literally would have like a list of shit that I needed to buy, and every time I got a paycheck, I just buy. And like I didn't have enough shit, because first of all, one of the things I wanted to buy was a car.
Yeah.
You know, and I ain't never saved up. Like I had wanted like an Infinity G35 or something like that. One of like the 2001 Infinities, you know, the coupe. And so like I was seeing like the price range for those things were like probably like $3,000 to $4,000, and so I was like, man, I ain't never saved up that kind of money in my life. On top of having rent, I was like, I don't know how this is gonna happen, but I put a big ass picture of that shit on my wall, and I was like, it's gonna happen. So this is gonna trip you out. So I got fired from my job, right? And so they were like, okay, well, we're gonna have to let you go, blah blah blah. And so I gave them the keys to the car. They drove me back home. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, fuck. I remember I took my backpack off and I just sat there in the mirror and was like, fuck. My phone rang. It was the president of the company. And he was like, hey, Kev. He was like, you don't have a car, right? I was like, nah. He was like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to send a car back up, pick you up. He was like, I'm going to give you the car, the company car, bro. And he was like, I'm a have you sign the paperwork on the pink slip. He's like, it's gonna say that we sold it to you for $1. But don't worry about the $1. We just using that for tax purposes. But we're gonna have you come back and get the car and you can keep it. That'll be your severance. And I was like,
oh shit.
I was like, what? So then like I went back, they picked me up, they took me and they gave me the car. Like this was like a 2011 car, bro. Like this wasn't even like old car. Like it was just, but the company was, like I said, the company was so rich.
Yeah.
Like they literally, and when you got hired, they'll give you a company car. And like I had the oldest one, so they were actually gonna get rid of the car, but I was using it. You know, it was like one of the oldest cars in the fleet. Like every couple years, they just buy a fleet of cars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was just that time where they were just gonna get rid of that fleet and replace it with some new ones. So they was gonna get rid of it for like less than nothing. But
what the fuck?
They was like, fuck it, let's just give it to him. You know what I mean? We're gonna write this shit off on our taxes anyways. But like to them it wasn't nothing. To me it was like everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I'm like, okay, God, this is what I'm getting like super spiritual.
Said,
I'm
look,
like,
you fired me, but you got me a car.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at you,
Yeah,
bro.
I ain't mad at you.
Bro,
Alright,
like it was like one of those situations was like confirmation that okay, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing because shit like this just don't happen.
No.
You know what I mean? Like you don't just like fall down and then get bounced back in the same damn day. You know what I mean? So I came home with the car and I was like, I ain't had no loot though. I ain't had no money to put gas in that shit. Like, cause it's like I'm back into the same situation where I gotta pay for my rent.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so here's my dilemma. Like I had to pay my rent, but then I also had to register the car, get insurance, all this shit. And I was like, I have the car, but I can't afford to keep it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, what am I gonna do? So I was like, shit, let me find out how much this car is worth. You know what I'm saying? So I looked it up, and the car was worth like $10,000. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, little light bulb came in. I was like, look, my lease, I only have 3 more months on my lease. So you add that up, that's like $3,000 something, right? 4,000. So I was like, what if I just got a cheaper car and then paid off my lease and just have a little bit of money in, then I'll be straight. So then I sold the car and I ended up getting enough money to buy that Infinity that I had on my wall.
Wow.
Bro, remember when I said I never saved up $3,000 or $4,000? So out of the $10,000, I had enough money to buy the Infinity that I wanted and pay off my rent for the entire time of my lease and still had enough money to register my shit and all. That's the car I still got today. So the car that I got today, I got.
Wait, that's the Infinity outside?
Yeah, the car.
Bro, I hit that.
Damn. What's even crazy is I got a newer version of the one that I got that I wanted. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like several years newer. You know what I'm saying? And like I got that car and I was just like, I got my car for free, bro. And that car has never gave me no mechanical problems, no nothing. So that's why I was like, okay, this is God. Like, I hear you, bro.
Yeah.
And so then when it came down to my lease was over, I was like stuck. I was like, okay, I can just keep riding this little spiritual wave and just hope that things is gonna come. Or I can just like get rid of my crib and go get a roommate situation and just continue to keep figuring this thing out. Cause like I'm stuck trying to figure out how am I gonna be creative and live, bro. That's the shit that we all think about. Like we all want to do what we want to do for a living, but how do we live? How do we survive? You know what I mean? So I remember praying. I was like, God, look, man, my lease, they had sent me my letter saying that, you know, it's time to re-sign your lease or pay a month to month, which is like more money. You
like
know what
100
I mean?
or 200 more.
Yeah,
And
so
I hate that.
I was like, fuck. I was like, God, what am I gonna do? Like, I'm barely making it right now. And like, my mom had called me. She was like, Kev, she was like, remember when you were like 18, you had filled out that paperwork for Section 8? And she was like, they sent you a letter saying that you got approved for Section 8. And I was like, what? It's like, yeah. So you guys know what Section 8 is, right? Like when you get free
It's kind of like
free living, like
Mhm.
the government pays for your apartment, you know what I mean? Your cost of living. So I was like, but it's a hard thing, like it's a long wait list. Like people wait like almost a lifetime for it. But like it was crazy that I got that letter at that time. I applied for this shit when I was 18. I didn't get the call back until I was 31. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Like at that time I was 31 years old when I got the shit. And I was just like, okay, God, I just prayed, like, what am I going to do? Like I had to either continue to ride this wave of keep paying for my apartment or try to move. You know what I mean? And when mom called me and said that the Section 8 voucher came in, I was like, shit, I just got to move back to LA. Like, that's it. You know what I mean? So I moved, I moved everything out of my apartment, moved to LA, and I was like, I guess this is where I need to be. You know what I mean? So I stayed at my mom's house, and I like was looking around. You got to go through all this paperwork and blah, 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 blah. So you get this voucher, and it tells you you qualify for an apartment, a one-bedroom apartment, and we're going to pay like $1,500 a month. But you have to find a landlord that accepts Section 8 vouchers. But things went for a loop because punk-ass Trump came into office and he reduced the rules for Section 8. So he was like, you only have 6 months to find an apartment. And because of gentrification, landlords stopped allowing Section 8 vouchers because they weren't making enough money. So say like if I have a property and I knew I was getting a Section 8 voucher from a tenant, $1,500, that's guaranteed money. No matter what their credit is, no matter what, that was like, you know, it was a lucrative money. But the problem is the property value was going up. So they couldn't raise the rent higher if they accept Section 8 vouchers. So if they kept accepting Section 8 people, that apartment that was once $1,500, they can't raise it up to the market value of $1,800 or $2,300. So people would stop saying, fuck it, I'm not accepting Section 8 vouchers. So here I am. I thought I had the opportunity of lifetime, but gentrification came at the exact same time, and I lost my opportunity to get my apartment. And so I got stuck at my mom's house. Like, fuck, you know what I mean?
Damn.
So I mean, good thing, you know, everything happens for a reason. And so I was like, here we go again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now I have to start all over again. So supposed to doing this shit on my own, now I have to get back out of my mom's house again and figure life out. You know what I mean? And then do it in LA where it's twice as expensive as Vegas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Hell
saying?
yeah.
So it was like, here we go. So I was like, good thing I had went to school for IT and I got that career on my back still. So I ended up just applying for a job, and I was like, look, I don't give a fuck about this job. I'm just going to work here for about a year, get my money, and save up, and I'm going to buy everything that I need to buy. Again, I made a list. I was like, I've been here before.
Yeah.
Let me get this list together.
Yeah.
So I said, I need this camera. I need this. And I worked that shit. And literally October, Halloween of last year is when I quit. I quit the job, and I was like, I'm going to work this shit full time. And so this is the first time ever that I ever worked independently without a 9-to-5 job for what now it's been like almost a year now, bro. It's June.
Yeah.
I quit my job since October, and this is how I've been surviving off of just gigs, visuals, and stuff. And so but what I learned from this whole thing is that pressure makes diamonds. You know what I'm saying? Like without having the comfortability of knowing that paycheck is coming, it forced me to really sit down on my laptop and sit there with that camera
Right.
and like really create like the best content ever. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to eat, you know, I had to survive. So if I was living comfortable, then I wouldn't probably create the best work that I could.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
right.
And I wouldn't have the clientele that I have and all that stuff. But like all the shit that I've been through, I was like, it's all been a sign that I need to be doing this shit. You know what I mean? Like it's been like, this is like destined, bro. So it's like I've been filming, and I did my first music video would be Divine. Back in May, I dropped that video, and I shot and edited by myself. You know what I'm saying? And it came out like amazing. It was her first music video, and then from there, like everybody was like, "Oh shit, like you do music videos?" Because honestly, bro, I wasn't gonna do music videos.
Okay.
Like I only wanted to work with one artist, and that was Nipsey. Like I remember making a post on Facebook like a month before he died, and I was like, just like a manifestation. I was like, man, Nipsey doesn't know this, but I'm going to shoot a music video for him that's going to change his career. And then like a month later, he died, bro. And I felt like I had got robbed of an opportunity, because it was like I didn't want to work with nobody else. I didn't even have no interest in shooting a music video, but like something in that, like in his death, like really sparked extra motivation. Like it gave me more energy to like really go hard with it. And so after I did her video, like people would just been hitting me up. Like it's to the point where now it's like the work is coming up more than I can produce it. You know what I mean? Like I have probably like 2 or 3 people that want me to shoot music videos that I have to do after I'm done with the 2 that I'm doing now. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, now it's like, before it used to be like, fuck, I gotta find the work. Now it's like, I'm at the point where now I have to hire someone to do the editing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I got my business up, now I got my LLC up, I got my, you know, my business license with the state. So it's like I'm an official, like Kteq Visuals, like an official business, you know what I'm saying? And like I literally got that shit out of the trunk, you know what I mean? Like started from like the ground up, started with 1 camera, now I got 2 cameras, like couldn't afford a laptop, now I got a laptop, you know what I mean? So it's like, but that grind is no different than anybody else, you know what I'm saying? That's why I say with you guys, you know, working this podcast, like as long as you have consistency and you're relentless, like the world is gonna create the opportunity for you. You know what I'm saying? Like if you just sit up there and be like, man, I ain't gonna do this podcast because I ain't gonna get the hottest artist, and I ain't gonna get, you know, the right persons. But it's like, it doesn't matter, bro. Like you do an interview with any and everybody that you can, and you shoot that shit as consistently as possible, and eventually your viewers is gonna go up and up and up, and eventually that the opportunity is gonna be aligned with you to where it's like I guarantee you, like y'all mark my words right now, like this is gonna be something where y'all gonna have your own studio, you know, like some TRL type shit. Y'all gonna have like glass walls and shit, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna have better furniture. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Like,
my back hurting.
My back been hurting the whole time. It should be squeaking the whole time.
Y'all gonna be like the Breakfast Club. Y'all gonna have like a dope ass backdrop, like, you know what I mean? Like y'all gonna have little couch, like y'all gonna have like a real production, you know what I'm saying? But like,
appreciate that, man.
Everything starts from like that seed, you know what I mean? Like, but not everybody can like feel that shit and keep going. You know what I mean? That's what separates the people that are not able to succeed and people that don't, is because it's like they give up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you can't give up, because like no matter what, like it's gonna be hard whether you give up or not. So why not continue to do the shit that you love to do?
Yeah.
You know, whether I would have stayed at my job, I'd have been broke. You know what I'm saying? Paying bills. But now it's like, I'm not saying that I'm broke, because now I know financial responsibility and all that stuff is more like a mind state. You know what I mean? Like, if you keep telling yourself every day that I'm broke, fuck yeah, you're gonna be broke. You know what I mean? But like, you know, you're gonna always attract what you put out there, like good energy. Like if you walk in the room, you're always smiling, then you're gonna attract people that's always
motherfuckers
smiling.
gonna smile for no reason. Like, why
You know
he
what I'm
smiling?
saying?
Yeah,
Like,
it's real
and
shit though, man.
People gonna always want you around. Like energy is like real shit. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Like, and sometimes people want to see you working hard. You know what I'm saying? They not gonna jump in and like, yo, I got this opportunity. They want to see that shit build. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know who's watching. You never know who's watching.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, and there's people that's always watching, and then eventually, bro, like, something is gonna happen. But it's all like customized. Like, this was all that stories and shit I told y'all. Like, that's just my story. That's just me. But like, there's somebody else that went through some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody go through some shit, but like, the ones that really stay down and that succeed is the ones that are gonna be like, that are gonna flourish. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at just look at the history of everything. You know what I'm saying? You see how shit start from like something small and it grows big. That's why I say, like, y'all are already gonna be big because y'all put that energy in the shit. Y'all put the foundation down. Like, y'all got the Beatdrop shit. Y'all on episode 60 something.
68.
Like, y'all made it past step 1.
Yeah.
You know? Y'all made it. Y'all got 60 something episodes. Like, it might take y'all 300, 400 episodes, but all it takes is one episode that can just catapult.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all it takes is just one. You know what I mean? Or I don't know. Amazon is like booming right now. Amazon versus Apple, and like, what if somebody from Amazon might be like, yo, let me give y'all an opportunity.
Yeah.
And it might not be nobody that y'all know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never fucking know, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you never know when those, like, I call it like angels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
true.
Because that's really what it is. There's one time in Vegas when I didn't have a car. There's this taxi cab driver. He was a black dude. I don't even fucking remember his name, bro. Like, this dude would pick me up and take me to work every day and didn't ask for no fucking money from me. He'll shut the meter off. This is before Uber, bro. He'll shut the meter off.
And that shit's expensive out there, fam.
Bro, expensive as
That
fuck.
shit is fucking expensive, bro.
I told him my situation. He was just like, he didn't want no money. He was like, save your money for your car. So every time I went to work, he'll shut the meter off. Shut the meter off. He'd be like, he gave me his personal number because I used to just call the yellow cab agency and they'll just dispatch a car. He was like, this is my work schedule. Here's my cell phone number. He was like, call me.
Damn.
Bro, that man for like a month, bro. Like, that man took me everywhere I wanted to go.
That's crazy.
And didn't charge me shit. And you know what? The day that I called him, I remember I had got my last check that I needed to get a down payment for a car. It was like $2,000 that I needed. I called him to tell him, like, yo, bro, like, I got enough money for the car. I just need a ride to the dealership to go get it. His phone was off. And I never heard from him again. Ever.
Oh shit.
It was like he only came in just to get me to that point and then disappeared. I had to call another taxi cab to take me to the dealership to go get my car, bro.
Yo, that's fucking
Like,
crazy.
shit
bro.
like that. Like, that's how I say, like, shit like that happens when you're on your mission. You know what I'm saying? Like, it won't happen to like the person that's just out here bullshitting. Cause I mean, actually it might, you know, they just don't notice it.
Right.
But I just sat back and was like, man, I ain't really had a good relationship with God, but I was like, after all that happened, I was like, oh yeah. I believe it, dog.
Yeah.
Like, I believe it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't gotta go to church every Sunday, man. Like, I done seen this shit happen. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, it just gives me all these confirmations. Just give me the momentum to put into my visuals, like, you know. So creating content, going into like Kteq visuals and all that, like taking the idea that someone has and creating a visual out of it is like, it's more spiritual than people think. Like, it's one part creative, but like what other people don't understand is like, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. You know what I'm saying? At some point we have like an idea, like a rough edit, but then at a certain point, I kid you not, with every fucking video, bro, something comes in me and be like, do this. It's like place this here, do this, do that. Like, it happens, and then it wasn't until like I started talking to like music producers, like people who create shit. I'm like, do you ever like get like these crazy like spur like burst of like you know, ideas and stuff out of nowhere? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, and I remember watching this Jay-Z interview. He was saying like, you know, they was asking him like, what's your process of creating? He was like, you know, I just jump in the booth, and he was like, I just cracked the door open and to let the spirit in, and I just go.
Yeah.
And I was like, I relate to that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I relate to that because we don't know what we're doing. Like, I don't give a fuck if you've been a photographer or a videographer for 20, 50 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have an idea, but, like, it's our energy and our spirit that allows us to create these dope content. You know what I mean? Some people might call it drugs. You know, some people use drugs, you know, to help them. But I don't do none of that stuff. Like, it all comes from a different place. You know what I mean? But, you know, I love what I do. You know what I mean? And I feel like the reason why I've seen success in it is because I have a different energy about it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't do it for money. I could be out here shooting music videos for people for like $5,000. You know what I'm saying? Charging crazy, but like I do it because, like, for instance, when you hit me up and you say you need the pictures, like I already know, and I knew back then like what all the pictures were gonna do for you. That's why I was like, bro, like, let's have different outfits. Like, let's do certain things because these pictures can last for a while. You know what I mean? Like, this is going to be for this. This is going to be for that, because not just be from a DJ standpoint, because that's where I previously come from, but, like, I know the impact of what I can create for you can do. You know what I'm saying? Some people can see that and take advantage of it and be like, so I'm going to price it for that. You know what I mean? Nah, it's because I'm doing the service for you, bro. Like, I know that this is going to be something that you want, and I know that your budget might be different from everybody else. You know what I mean? Like, starting off, like, I know how people's budgets are. That doesn't mean I'm not going to work with them. It just means that we can find an affordable way to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's an affordable way to do it, and I can get it done for you, because a lot of people who don't have a lot of money, they get cheated by society of quality stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to be like that. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean that you're going to get like a whole package. It just means that you're going to get enough to go buy that's a higher quality. It's like a concentrated thing. You know what I mean? Like, those pictures you have can really last you for years and years. You know what I'm saying? But the next photo shoot that you have, it can be like different. You know what I mean? Like, we can shoot it for, you know, something for 4th of July, something for the holiday, something for, you know what I mean, the different months, because I'm thinking, like, how is he going to look on a promo flyer? Right. You know what I mean? Like, what are the pictures for? That's why when I told you put the 49er jersey on, because I know you're going to be at the 49er game, so he's going to need a picture for the 49ers. He's going to need something for Power 106. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these things I think about. And so, like, that helped. Let me know if I'm talking too much.
No, you flowing.
But like I think about all these things when I'm creating content for people. So, you know, that's just how I go, man. That's just how I operate. Like, I don't try to be like somebody who's like, you know, a real asshole about, you know, creating content. And I damn sure ain't like the type of person that's trying to, like, you know, compete with like being the best of anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even see, like, I'm doing what I really love to do. You know what I mean? And so once I knew that this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, I started investing more. You know what I mean? Like my next camera that I'm gonna buy is like a cinema camera. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I'm gonna start doing movies. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start doing like real movies, like shit that you're gonna see in the movie theaters, like all that shit. And before I get to that point, like, I'm gonna do like micro films and then short films and then, you know, more motion picture films. But like, in my free time, just so that because I never went to school for this stuff, I need to learn like how film crews are. So like, I volunteer and I work on movie sets for free, you know, as a PA, and I sit there and I ask hella questions. I'm like, look, I'm gonna work for y'all for free, but in return, I need y'all to answer my questions. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be like talking to the camera guy, and I'll be like, oh, what's that for? What do you do that for? What's this position for? And I ask him, you know what I'm saying? I just go, like, at least once a month, I try to do like a free job on the set so I can learn some shit. You know what I mean? And I go back home and I practice and I watch YouTube videos. So like, literally, bro, like, when I'm not shooting or editing, I'm learning. You know what I mean? Like, that's just my life. And, you know, you just get what you put into shit. You know what I mean? Like, if you completely dedicate to yourself to your craft, then it's gonna show, bro.
Yeah.
Like, people gonna see that shit. It's not gonna be something that's like, you're not gonna see any of my work that's gonna be half-assed, and that's not even like being like cocky or nothing. That's just how shit goes. You know what I'm saying?
You put your time and dedication.
Yeah, I put my time into this shit. Like, is everything that I create like the best to my client? You know, not always, but like it's usually like within that ballpark figure. But whenever I do something for somebody, it's a collaborative thing. You know what I mean? Like, although you coming to me for a creative job or service, like, it requires your input, your direction, and then my creativity. You know what I'm saying? Because not always you're gonna know exactly what you want, but it's my job to take your idea and manifest it and make it something. You know what I mean? Like, you don't always want to. That's not your job. You know, so that's what you're paying me for. You're paying me to figure out how to make this shit happen. Right. So that's my job. So I take that. I just need to know a few things depending on what the job is. But like, now I'm at the point where I'm moving into more like high-end projects where like I'm doing like DP jobs, which is like director of picture. I'm doing like camera operator jobs, and like even like, you know, shit, you know, I'll do anything on the set. Like, as far as like shit, I even tell my homeboys that are like in more like higher end production company, I was like, look, bro, I'll come sweep the floor, I'll take the trash out. Like, I just want to be amongst the people and soak it up.
Like around it, so you can see more.
Like,
get more.
I can see more. Like, I just want to learn some shit. You know,
that's smart.
For real. Like, I ain't even like, I mean, put it like this. Like, I do like personal projects because, say if I learn something new, right? I have a new camera trick or something that I want to do. I'll go grab somebody, be like, yo, I need you to test with me. And so like, I'll go shoot a music video for someone, and like, I'll just to create something, you know what I'm saying? Just to test it out, test the skill out. And it's not because I want to make money, it's because I got to exercise my skill. You know, I got to sharpen this shit. So I start putting out more and more content, not because for content purposes, but because I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? The more I do it, the more I learn. Like, if I don't pick up my camera and create something in a week, then I failed. You know what I'm saying? So there's been times where shit, I've been so broke doing this shit that I done ran out of gas, you know, filming a music video for somebody. You know what I mean? And they're like, damn, bro, like, you could have told me you needed gas money. I'm like, I'm so caught in to try to create the visual, I ain't even like tripping. And plus, it's like, you know, the homie, you know what I mean? Like, if you want to give me some loot, like, cool, but like, I'm really just trying to create something that's gonna blow your mind. Like, you don't like, people don't understand like what be going through my fucking head, because sometimes like I'll be driving and I'll get these weird ideas and I'll start writing it down, but that's how it is. Like, being a creative, you operate in a different mind state all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hear a song and I have a visual for it, you know what I mean? And sometimes I reach out to artists and sometimes I don't. But like, shout out to every artist that I worked for and collaborated with. And, you know, I just always tell people that I appreciate them for trusting me to create for them, because it's a risk, you know, especially if you pay me. You know what I mean? Like, it's a risk because you're paying me to create what? You know, you don't know. You know, I've done stuff in the past, but like, you're paying me, you're trusting me. So it's like, I take that into consideration. Right. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much money you pay me, because you work hard for it. And I'm going to work hard for you too. But I also do want you to pay me on time though. For
that's Mando. That's Mando.
I need that invoice paid. You know, I need that invoice paid on time.
Yeah, that's mandatory, dog.
Like, for real. But you know, it is the stories of everything is just kind of like, it's always going to be ups and downs, but like, that's where I like hearing other people's stories, because that's what helped me in my downtimes, you know what I'm saying, is attaching myself to those stories. And that's why I attach myself to like Nipsey so much, like way back in the day, because, you know, when he was on his marathon shit, I was on my marathon shit. You know what I'm saying? Even though we grew up in different situations and was going through different things, like, I related to to the ups and downs and the, you know what I'm saying, the trials and tribulations that he went through, because it was like every single level you get to, like, it's never ending. Like, it's like a new devil, they say, you know what I mean? So like, but you don't operate like, oh shit, something's about to happen, you know what I mean? But you do know that, you know what I'm saying, you gotta keep moving in a progressive direction, because like life is all about growing and developing, you know what I mean? So I feel like certain people know that, so their mission is to go out there and just keep constantly growing. Like, I know that my visuals today is gonna be, it's not the best, you know, it's not my best work. I know next year this time my visuals are gonna be better. You know what I mean? Like, the camera that I have today is not gonna be the camera that I have this time next year. Like, next year I'm gonna have that big boy cinema camera. You know what I'm saying? It costs thousands of dollars. Don't ask me how I'm gonna get it. I just know I'm gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you don't need to know, like, if I say I want something for $40,000, a camera for $40,000, it's not my job to figure out how I'm gonna get it. It's my job to manifest that and keep working hard, knowing that I put that energy out there and somehow it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care how it's gonna come. I just know it's gonna come. You know what I mean? And I know I'm gonna keep working hard. And so with that kind of energy, like 9 out of 10 times it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like, everything always does, you know. So, you know, I just love encouraging people to just, and you're gonna hear from thousands of people. Like, this is just, I'm just one of a million people. Like, y'all are in the same situation, you know what I'm saying? Just by, like, the podcast started off with a fucking idea. You know what I'm saying? It could have just died right there. But you put energy in it, and now it's went from just it being an idea to it's like a physical thing. Like, people can come here and be on a podcast. You know, y'all have to buy microphones and learn some new shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that same kind of energy is the same energy that I operate in, but it's just like in a different way. But you see the same similarities where that energy went from it being an idea and then you made it physical. Like, bro, you probably been in this studio working, making beats all the time. You probably had no idea when you first got the studio that you're going to be doing a podcast. Now it's a podcast, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's going to eventually pay the bills of your crib, buy you a new car, you know what I'm saying? This, you know,
tell me more.
Keep going. Keep manifesting some more shit. What else?
You know what I'm saying? Like this podcast is gonna help employ. It's not only like, this is how I see things. I see things like on some real high level shit. Like, because you took the energy in 60 something episodes already, like, you guys understand that in a few years you guys are not only going to be able to provide for yourselves and your family, but you guys are going to be able to hire people and they're going to be able to provide for their families and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like it's important that we act on our ideas when they come, because I'm going to hire people and change their lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, by helping them to provide for their family. So it's like, what if you didn't? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if you didn't act on the podcast? Then, you know, you're gonna pretty much take money out of people's mouths. You know what I mean? You might not see them yet, but there's somebody that you're gonna be able to hire here soon that's gonna be able to camera operate and do lighting. You know what I'm saying?
My cousin been looking at me. Right here. He said, "Yo, I sent my resume last week."
You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? Like he's gonna be like, and then not only that, like, then it's gonna spark something in him. Like, next thing you know, he might be doing music videos, or he gonna have a whole camera crew now. You know what I'm saying? Like, but because you take those ideas and you act on it, it breathes a whole bunch of energy into it. Like, what if Jay-Z and Dame Dash didn't pursue Rockefeller? Man. It wouldn't be no, look how many artists came underneath that. You know what I'm saying? Now he's worth $1 billion. You know what I mean? So it's like, but he had that same thing that we both had, an idea. Man. You know what I'm saying? And it just manifested itself, and now look at it. You know what I'm saying? His situation is no bigger or greater than this. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't, whenever someone tell me something, I'll be like, do it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Real shit.
I'll be like, do it, bro. But then a lot of people get stuck at, like, what it takes, you know what I'm saying?
Or where do I start?
Where do I start? You know, like, damn, that shit sound like it's gonna cost money. Nah, bro. it might not, or
Yeah.
it might. But if it do or doesn't, does that mean that you gonna stop?
That's true.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? If it do or don't, is that gonna stop you, bro? Like, put it like this. I break down this metaphor to people a lot. I'm like, look, you gonna do whatever it takes to make shit happen. I was like, we all sometimes think that manifestation, all that shit, is like things for like very spiritual people, but we really do it all the time. Like, sometimes when we hungry, we don't know how the fuck we gonna eat, but we know we gonna eat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even when we the brokest in our lives,
Yeah.
we know that at some point we gonna find a way to eat some food. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
real
saying?
shit though.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's that same manifestation that we actually have. You know what I'm saying? It's just we just use it so often that we don't realize that that same energy you have when you know you're hungry, but you don't even have no gas in your car. You don't have no money to pay for the lights in the house or rent.
Yeah.
But you do know
You gonna
that
eat.
you gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? So you have to operate in that same way. Like, yeah, I'm going to get this podcast up and running. I don't fucking know how.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But just like how I'm gonna eat tonight, like this shit's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start one episode at a time. You know what I mean? This is episode 68. Then it's gonna be episode 69.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Episode 70. But like I said, who knows when that target number is? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, shouts out to Homegrown Radio, Chuck Dizzle. You know what I'm saying? DJ Head. You know what I'm saying? They started off in the bedroom, in the closet. You know what I'm saying? Now they on the real 92.3, and it's like, and I remember talking to Head on Instagram, and I was like, yo, bro, hey, Head, I'm thinking about quitting my 9-to-5 job. And he ended up telling me this story about, like, he actually posted an email from when he had quit his 9-to-5 job, and one of his coworkers, I believe, like, sent him an email, just a long email chain, like, man, that was so brave of you quitting.
Yeah.
Like, he was working at, like, a shoe store or something like that, and, you know, he ended up quitting his job. But it's like, I use those stories to, like, really encourage me in those downtimes, because you do have downtimes. I ain't gonna act like I'm the strongest person.
Yeah.
I think last month, I think I had a slow month in June. I actually applied for an IT job. I said, fuck it, man. I didn't get not one gig almost this entire month. And I had applied for an IT job, and the day that this company had called me in to do an interview, I had got a job to do a music video.
Damn, that's fucking crazy, dog.
Bro, like they was gonna pay me, I think the job was gonna pay me like $30 an hour. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, fuck it, you know, I can use some more equipment, so let me just go back to work, dog, and just get another list and just do the same shit that I do to get comfortable, you know what I mean? But I was like, you know what? I'm not about to do this. I stayed strong. I was kind of like pushing the interview back, and like I was scheduled to do an interview, a music video with Crazy Bone.
Mm-hmm.
It was like my first like music video, which I wasn't directing. I was actually doing camera operating. I was doing a DP job, and he backed out. He didn't back out, but he changed the date because he was doing a tour. And so I was like, man, but I needed that money. You know what I'm saying? The same day that he canceled, I got the email, the text from the director. Excuse me. I had got it was a group chat, just randomly group chat on my phone. It was my homegirl Lex Lou, shout out to Lex Lou, and her friend, she included me in, and she was like, hey, look, this person is looking for a music video, blah, blah, blah. And then they texted me and told me, like, yeah, okay, I got an artist that's out here from Africa. He's looking to shoot some music videos. And I was like, word? And we were scheduled to shoot the video from the dude from Bone Thugs in the desert. And so I had already had a location scouted and everything. And so this dude wanted the music video shot in the desert too. And I was like, that's crazy. Like, the music video that I was gonna do was gonna be shot in the desert, that canceled, and then here's one that replaced it in the same location. And then boom.
That's crazy, man.
The dude had the money. He was like, I mean, every time I sat, I mean, he took me out to dinner. He took care of me. You know what I'm saying? He took care of me. And I was just like, it's little things like that, though. This is what I'm saying. Little things that keep coming, that keep giving me those confirmations, like, just keep pushing. You know what I mean? Like, and the universe, I read this thing where the universe will make its way for the man that knows where he's going. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's a fact. You know what I mean? Like,
That's strong.
That shit
I
hit
like
me
that
deep.
shit.
I was like, yeah. I was like, where the pen
nah,
at?
man, bro, like, and I don't even try to get all preachy nothing, but like,
baby, preach.
These are like all facts though. You know what I mean? Because it's like I don't be thinking that I'm no different from anybody. It's just I be sharing stories and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know that that's what helped me. You know what I mean? Like, but I ain't know somebody that I can just go talk to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I used to go and have to do research on YouTube and watch successful people. I literally would find a company and find the owner of the company and like Google them and try to find their life history to find like not how they became rich, but like what happened in their life.
Like their journey time.
Like their journey. Like I got addicted for like 2 or 3 years of just watching the ups and downs, and then eventually like they all had the same, no matter black, white, whatever, no matter what country they grew up in or whatever, like they all had this, you know, and then eventually, you know what I mean? Shit just start popping for them. So I was like, this is my little
bro, and that's crazy.
This is my little wiggle, you know.
We talked about that,
bro,
like almost in every podcast. We're like, yo, you ever seen that picture where there's on to your left, there's that little road that's fucking a whole roller coaster, and then to your right is just a straight path of what you want. Yeah. But then again, what people don't understand is sometimes you got to go through like all that shit, bro. Because at the end of the day, people be like, man, I have the worst luck. Like, this shit happened to me, this and that. But a lot of people don't know that through that moments, through everything, that struggle you're going, you're getting built. Like you said, like you're a diamond. You're getting sculpture. You feel me? And then later on in life, you'd be like, fuck, I can't do this because this is gonna happen. Yeah. Or if I take this route, I already been here before. Yeah. I know what to do. You know. So you get put in situations where like, all right, fuck it, I already know what to do. Yeah. You're not even scared. But if you told me this like 2-3 years ago, I would have been like, oh, what the fuck? Yeah, what's going on? Like, I'm freaking out. Yeah. And now when life like throws something at you, you got to do that shit back.
Yeah, I can remember like, take this shit back with you, motherfucker. You know what I mean? No, and that's the reason why we did this podcast, man. Because it's like, bro, everybody be telling their story, and we be feeling so good about that shit. Because we have people send a screenshot like, yo, this is dope, this is inspirational, and we're like, man, like that's the whole reason why we do this shit, because we're having a good conversation, and somebody's gonna listen to this shit and that wants to either quit their job or that wants to invest in their career, and they're like, you know what, like, yo, Kteq did this shit, so can I. You know what I'm saying?
Taking the extra step, fam. Like you say, story sell,
and that's what it's all about. But you know, after a while, you'll realize that the struggles and all that, it's like it's all necessary. You know what I'm saying? Like all of it's necessary. Somebody on the radio station the other day was telling me about how life is like, you know, like a battery in a car, right? In order for the battery to work and to give it power, you got to take the negative and you got to take the positive in order for the power for that battery to give it power. And that goes to the same thing with life. You know what I mean? Like the negative and the positive have to coexist, you know, in all of us, you know what I'm saying? Because it's all necessary, you know what I mean? So it's like that, and that's relative to anybody, you know what I'm saying? That's why I try to talk more universal, because a lot of times when we go through things, we kind of feel like it's personal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it's only us, like it's only me going through that. And yeah, it is only you going through that right now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe that particular situation, but like, trust and believe, a lot of people has gone through that. You know what I mean? A lot of people has been there. A lot of people ain't gonna speak upon it, but like for sure, dog, like you ain't been the only one that suffered. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think a lot of times like we glorify the outcome of people's situations. Like we start seeing people driving these nice cars, these G5s and stuff. But when you really dissect what they've been through, you know what I'm saying? Like you be like, they've been through some shit, you know what I mean? But sometimes people go through shit and they buried it behind, because a lot of times it's easy, you know what I'm saying, to just bury it, because once you make it to that next level, all the stuff that you went through it kind of just overrides. It doesn't feel like it was really that bad. You know what I mean? Like, like you just kind of feel like, that wasn't that bad. You know what I mean?
I'm here now. I'm good now.
I'm good now.
Yeah, I'm solid.
Sometimes you be like, fuck, I was really like having a headache over some shit like that.
Exactly. But you know what I mean? Like, you know, and again, you don't always want to operate like, man, expecting things to go wrong. But after you done been through some shit, after you done seen some shit, you start to see the ways and the patterns and how things go. So that cuts off half the battle, because you kind of become a little bit more patient. You become a little bit more diligent. You become like a little bit more disciplined. So you're able to deal with certain situations a lot better. But you know, I feel like you still gotta approach everything with a little bit more urgency and a little bit more. You gotta be dedicated to stuff a lot more, you know. And like, I feel like, again, that's why the podcast succeeds, because it all starts with, before you get the prize, you gotta be dedicated. You know what I mean? And it's not always like a one-off thing. Like, I'm gonna put in the work. All right, I expect the reward back. Like, nah, dog. Like, sometimes it takes years.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? It takes years. Look at Kendrick Lamar. I used to see Kendrick Lamar back in the day, like at Sean Healy promoted events in Hollywood, where it was like literally nobody in the venue. You know what I mean? Like at the Key Club. And now it's like, Kendrick Lamar, the Key Club? What?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he will sell that out in like no time. You know what I mean? But again, he always worked hard, and he always dedicated himself so hard to it. So eventually, when things got popping, it was just like, it was his time. You know what I mean? Even with Nipsey, it was his time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He put in the work. Like, everything, we all connected when it comes to those type of things. You know what I mean? Like, we're all connected. Like, I'm pretty sure before you got this studio, you probably used to do beats in like a bedroom or something.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I did that shit in my living room while my mom was watching novellas and shit.
And I'm pretty sure you didn't buy all your equipment all at one time. You bought, you know, your beat machine first, or the computer first, like piece by piece by piece by piece. But then, like, if someone with the small mind will walk in here and be like, man, he got everything. You know what I mean?
He just maxed out on that shit.
Yeah, he just maxed out.
Like, y'all motherfuckers tripping.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But
If I tell you,
it took me 10 years to get all this stuff, dog.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
shit, man.
But it's like, you know, those building blocks. And I think I watched this motivational video with Will Smith, and he was saying how, you know, his dad, when he was a kid, told him and his brother to build a wall. And he was like, I don't want you to build a wall. Like, he was like, how am I going to build a wall, Dad? He was like, you take one brick and you lay the brick down as perfectly as you can, one by one, and eventually you'll have a wall. And so he did. Every summer he built, you know, brick by brick by brick perfectly until there was a wall. But that's life, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta lay that brick down one at a time until you have everything you wanted. You know what I mean? Like, my one camera is gonna turn into like a whole, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have the whole film crew and everything, not because I have the camera, it's because I put the work into the camera. Like, you don't just have a camera and just be like, oh yeah, I'm dope. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta put in the work, man. You gotta put in the work day in and day out, learning how to edit. You don't have to learn how to edit, but it helps. I'm just dedicated. You know what I'm saying? And then plus, I want to see the results of my work. So it's like, fuck it, I'm gonna edit. I'm gonna learn how to edit. So, I mean, you guys, I've just been rambling.
Nah, but it's some real shit. It's like Kevin Hart. I think the last thing I remember seeing an interview about him, he sent it to me, is like, yo, everybody wants to be successful, but nobody wants to put in that time, though.
Put in that work.
You know? And that's true, though. Like, yo, if you ask anybody, yo, what do you want to do? They'll be so quick to tell you, I want to do this, this, and that. But then if you ask them, like, yo, how you going to start it? How you going to do it? You're going to be like, oh, fuck. That's where it gets tricky.
And really starting is hard. But I feel like there's like another like really bad thing people get into these days, and that's like, everybody gets caught onto like wanting support, like, man, nobody's supporting me, or no one likes my shit, or they get caught into that shit. But it's like, the fuck you need support for? You know what I mean? Like, mind it, everybody has someone that supports them. So when you say you want support, like, you mean you want attention towards what you're doing? That's what it really comes down to. You want people to pay attention to what you got going on, but you got to get past wanting to get attention from everybody of what you're doing, because I feel like right now with social media, everybody wants everybody to pay attention to what they're doing. Like, hey, look at me, I'm over here doing this, I'm doing that, and then people get caught onto that shit, supposed to just putting in the work, and just posting it. Like me, I create the work and I post it so that people can see it. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, you might not like it, you may do. It don't matter. But it's just so you can see my work, and then eventually you're gonna see. It's like welcoming you into the journey. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be able to look in January, he did this, and then build it up. Like, you don't want to get caught into like the whole social media aspect of people not paying attention, because eventually, like, you can do one thing and then you get 1 billion followers. You know what I mean?
True, though. That's true.
People like different kind of content, so it's like, I feel like a lot of people's ideas are motivated based on what they see on social media. You know what I'm saying? So like, if I have an idea of something that's not really like popular, I feel like it'll get shut down because it's not really welcomed by society or social media. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if I was really ambitious? What if I was really like into like planting trees or something? You know what I mean? Or cultivating. Like, it's not really a popular thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna get 1,000 likes, but there's a whole community of people that are into that shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, but again, when you get yourself really knee deep into it, you'll start to attract those people. You know what I'm saying? Like your podcast, like, if you guys start like taking the next step further, like, you guys start going to these like conventions and these industry places where people who have podcasts are at, you start to network with people, boom. Or naturally, you just start attracting those people. You know what I mean? You probably are attracting someone that wants to do a podcast, but they just haven't had the encouragement enough to ask you guys, how do you start a podcast? Think about when you guys had your podcast. Like, I'm pretty sure you had 1,000 questions. You know what I mean? And like, what if you had a person right next to you that you can just, hey, bro, how do you start that podcast? Like, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? What microphone? Woo. So it's like, having a support of knowing how to do it is great, but really just focusing and trying to, and just get it started, man. Let that idea manifest itself. Like, a lot of people think that writing things down is just real corny, but like, really writing things down is just the first way of making it become physical. You know what I mean? Like, there's not too many things that you write down and it doesn't become possible. You know what I mean? Like, you write down, this is what you want, blah, 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 and the universe is going to make it happen for you.
That's real shit.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just a fact, So, again, I look forward to working with more artists, or just creating bigger and better content, short films, movies, because there's just so much stories that exist in this world that needs to become visuals, you know what I mean? And so I plan on just really moving with that, I have a lot of people that I look up to as far as like directors and stuff, and I take a little bit from each of those people and I just practice, like between now and Sunday, like, I'm going to do like another passion project, you know what I mean? Which is basically just like, just go out there and just create something dope, you know what I mean? But just so it can, it's like going to the gym, like me going to the gym is like me going and creating fresh new content, you know what I mean? It exercises that creative muscle, you know what I mean? Like, taking an ideal and make it become physical, so like, I do that in my free time, like in between like my gigs. Like, I'm about to go into production for the dude from Bone Thugs, and so before I do that, like I want to get my passion project out, you know what I mean? So for myself, so I'm gonna be working on that probably like before the end of this weekend once I'm done with these 2 videos, of course. But you know what I mean? But I definitely encourage people who are looking to be creative to just start off with your cell phone. You know what I mean? If you can't afford to buy the high-end camera, you just can't afford it right now, but that doesn't mean that you can't make it happen. I encourage everybody, if you have an iPhone especially, start shooting your content yourself. And I'm not saying that just to be like, you know, it doesn't look like that. No, you'll be amazed at what you can create with the little bit that you have.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, quick example, when you're shooting your music video or you're shooting your video on your phone, you shoot it like this. Boom. You know what I mean? Hold it landscape style. And then you just shoot a whole movie landscape style. And then you download iMovie. iMovie is free. iMovie is free on your phone. And you can amazingly come up with a dope-ass video. Now, is it going to be something that you see, you know, Matt Alonzo or somebody make? No, you're not. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, granted, he has a lot of skills, but when you're really creative, quality, what is quality? You know what I mean? What is quality? You know, if you focus your creativity on because really creating is just taking a whole lot of imperfections and making it into something, and then you put whatever your interpretation is of it. You know, you're just making a whole bunch of things come to life. You know what I mean? So really just take your phone, be creative, and eventually buy a cheap camera and then use that, learn it, buy, you know, save up for a few more months, buy another camera, I mean, you know what I mean? Or just, you know, however level you get, even if it's not a camera, if it's a computer, buy, you know, get the free stuff. Work the free stuff as long. I mean, when I was making beats, I maximized the hell out of Fruity Loops. You know what I'm saying? Like, before I can buy a MIDI keyboard, I was on the keyboard. You know what I mean?
I feel that.
I was on the keyboard, and you know, eventually I got the M Audio, you know, 36 key or the little small one. Then I got the 61 key. You know what I mean? And then you just keep building and building and building and building, like. And then you realize that once you get all this stuff, that they're all just tools. You know what I mean? None of this stuff is just going to make you greater or better. You know what I'm saying? It's just tools. You know what I'm saying? That's really all it is. Like,
no shit.
A dope camera versus your cell phone, the only difference is the person. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can do slow motion on your cell phone these days, bro. Like, shit. You can make some amazing shit on your phone.
Man, that's real shit.
You know what I mean? So, but like, if you an artist or you someone that's just trying to get it out the trunk, like, you can do it, like, right now, today. At least just take whatever idea you have, like, and just go with it. You know what I mean? And just know that no matter what kind of quality it is, like, it's going to get better. Like, it could get better. You know what I mean? Like, and just operate like that. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, be that person. Like, yo, you know, I'm about to be the next biggest whatever. It's okay to be confident, but don't be like arrogant, all that stuff. Like, just operate knowing that, you know, I'm gonna do this to the best of my ability, but just I know that the better quality stuff is gonna come. You know what I mean? So, like I said, shouts out to Beatdrop, you know, for bringing me on, and thank y'all for just allowing me to share my long drawn out story.
Nah, you killed that shit. You killed that shit. I was listening, bro, and it's like I was inspired as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, real shit. And I remember even one time I was going through some shit, and I called you on the phone, and you talked me through some shit, and I was like, yo, that shit inspired me. So when I hit you up, I was like, we need some Kteq love up in here. You know what I'm saying? We need some words of wisdom.
Kteq love.
You see?
Appreciate it, man.
No, real shit, man. I'm glad you shared that story, because it's like people just want to, you know, keep it short and sweet, and it's like, nah, fuck that. Like, we want to know what got you to that point. You know what I'm saying? And it's
and don't get it twisted. Like, I'm still growing. I'm still going through stuff. That's just going to always happen. But like, it's just, I just want people to understand that it's always going to be a process. Like, any successful person, I mean, and then you got to define who's successful based on what they've accomplished or monetary wise, like anybody's gonna tell you like, yo, you gotta go through some shit, you gotta learn some shit, but really just have fun with it. You know what I mean? I tell myself that because sometimes I get so caught up in just the work that I don't take time off to just really like have fun with what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So that's something that I'm working on becoming better at, like not being so tight on getting things done and like kind of just have more fun with what I'm doing. But I'll just be so like locked in that I'm like, man, you know, I gotta get this done, but I don't be like relaxing a little bit more and just really enjoying the work, you know what I mean? But you know, I'm definitely working on that more. But you know, I encourage anybody that just, because I just see it a lot, that a lot of people just get discouraged because they see one person accelerating, you know, beyond where they're currently at, and they get discouraged. You know what I'm saying? I think I've been there before. I think we all been there before, where it was like you have those times in your life where you feel like you're not where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? You feel like sometimes you either late or you missed the train, but like it ain't never too late, dog. Like you can still bounce up tomorrow and just, you know, get shit out the trunk. And sometimes, honestly, a person that starts at 30 can accelerate way faster than a person that started at 20. And the reason why, because a person at 30 had been through so much shit that they ain't gonna waste no fucking time. Then a person that's 20, you know what I'm saying? A person that's 20, oh yeah, they gonna get there, but they gonna have some fun. They gonna fuck some shit up. They gonna, you know what I mean? They gonna do some shit. But when they 30 and they get that light bulb, oh, they gonna probably have shit popping between the next 1 or 2 years because they just more disciplined at that age. So you know, if you a little bit older and you feel like, damn, I'm getting old, like it's too late to get that shit popping. Nah, dog, like this is the best time. Like the fact that it came into your brain, like you need to do that, and you need to act on that.
That's
like,
how you know it's time.
That's when you know it's time. Like the time is now. Like look around where you at and be like, man, this shit is now. Like, and there's so many ways you can make a little bit of money. Like, keep it 100. You can go today and sign up and do Postmates and be like, you know what? I'm gonna go ride and drive and get, like, even if you don't have a car or something, you can go. I think you can do Postmates with a bike, or you can go. Look. You can go pick up fucking scooters. Yeah,
the bird thing. Yeah, go charge them.
You go charge. You can go charge. If you set up, like, if you bust it down, right? I want to get $1,000 camera. You be like, all right, I'm gonna go do 20 chargers in the morning, and then I'm gonna do Postmates for 5 hours. You gonna have $200-300 a day, right? You gonna have $200 to $300 by the end of the month or a week. You gonna have that camera.
That's real shit.
You know what I'm saying? Or you're going to have something, whatever you working towards, and then boom, that's done. And that's with no high school education. That's with no criminal, whatever. Back, you know what I mean? Like, that's just a person that's just, I ain't got shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing. And you can still go down to the county, get some EBT money. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look.
Kteq said, I got knowledge for y'all. Y'all don't even know.
Look, I'm just going to leave it off as, look, in today's age, it ain't no excuses, man. At a certain point, like, it's just you. You just got to make a decision. And decisions usually don't come until you really come into like a really hard time in your life. Like, I don't think anybody wakes up and be like, man, today I'm gonna change my entire life.
Yeah, you gotta go through some shit.
Like I feel like change don't come to your ass, get hit with some heavy shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when you be like, all right,
fine, I'll change.
You really gotta change.
All right, fine, I'll change.
Fine. Like,
how you convince me?
Yeah, you feel that fire underneath your butt. You gonna do some shit, but
it ain't a hemorrhoid. It's just what? I'm fucking with you. No, man, that's some real shit.
That's just the motivation of a human being. You know what I mean? Like, if we not stressed, then we ain't gonna change. So, like, anybody that's on that verge, man, just go, man. Then, the true support that you need is going to come once you just moving. Once you moving in the right way, like once you moving strongly into your passion, once you moving strongly in the direction that you want to go, you're going to find that support is going to find you. You don't have to find support. Support is going to find you. You're going to find people that are going to go all out for you, people that are going to do anything and everything for you without wanting nothing,
like, genuinely
in return. Like, in fact, if you give them something in return, they're going to find it disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? And that's real, genuine love. So, like, that kind of love is only going to happen when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Those type of people are only going to come around once you're moving in that kind of energy, not when you do something and you be like, hey, look at me. And,
yeah.
You know, help me. You know what I'm saying? You do a little bit of work. Hey, help me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm suffering. Help me. Help me. You know what I mean? Like, nah, dog.
Man.
You just want attention. You don't really want to do the work. You're really not about that life. You just want attention. And I feel like there's a lot of people that just want attention towards the shit that they feel like is popping. You know what I mean? But, you know, you don't have to worry about none of that. Don't worry about what the speed or the length of time it took for someone to be successful has nothing to do with you as an individual. Like, focus on your spell, on your speed, on your trail, on your path, you know, your marathon, like Nip would say. You know what I mean? And everything else is going to it's just all going to fall into place. You know what I mean? And start writing shit down, man.
Yeah.
I can't tell people enough. Write that shit down, dog. Like, write shit down. Make vision boards. Like, all that corny shit.
Yeah, that's just helpful as fuck,
Once
man.
you see all that corny shit that people be talking about, man, that shit work.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm telling you, go on Amazon, buy you a vision board for like $25. You know, go do whatever you got to do, but don't put it in your phone. Don't put it in your phone. Don't leave it in your computer. That shit got to be written. That shit got to be physical.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to see that shit every day. Because if you put it on your phone, you ain't going to check that shit,
You're going to be like
dog.
this.
You're going to be like, you want to check your Instagram
yeah,
and shit. Yeah.
Nah, don't put a vision board of some pictures you found, some screenshots on your phone. You got to print that shit out, dog. Like, you got to put that shit.
Physical.
You got to put that shit. That shit got to be physical because really everything in this universe operates on energy. Like, energy is what you put into it. And so once you put it out there and it becomes physical, boom, it's going to happen. Guaranteed facts. Like, I guarantee you guys, when you guys start looking at you, like right now, like, I'm just on my personal life, like, I'm trying to move. Do I have enough money financially to move? No.
Mm-hmm.
But the other day I went and got some containers and shit, and I'm packing up. You know what I'm saying? I already saw the house that I want. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, yeah, I was talking to my aunt and my uncle. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get this house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, do I qualify for a house? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
you know,
You know, there's
saying?
programs,
But
speaking about that, there's programs for first-time buyers. I didn't even
there
know
is,
that.
yeah.
There's like a lot of shit, bro, for new homeowners and shit like that. I was just like,
bro.
God damn,
You're like,
but
I wanna check
we
that
don't
shit.
know what we don't know, and that's why we
Yeah.
don't have.
We don't have, but like Big Sean has these motivational videos that he made a couple years ago. I swear to God, that shit helped me. He said this shit. He was like, the shoes that you want actually exist. It's there. You just don't have it yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the house that I want exists. I ain't living in it yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, my dream car exists. I just don't have the keys for it yet. That doesn't mean that I ain't gonna get it. That don't mean it's not obtainable. It's not attainable. It just means that I just don't have it yet. So, like, by me packing and by me looking at houses, by me getting myself aligned, that's like me telling the universe, like, yeah, I'm coming for it.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's how I operate, and I don't give a damn. Like, I be looking crazy, I be sounding crazy, but then I be looking more crazy when people be seeing, like, that shit actually happen, because that's how you gotta operate. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm gonna get that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, going on vacations and stuff, like, yeah, okay, I want that. I'm gonna get that. I mean, because we all do it. We all do it. Like,
Yeah.
right now, I'm hungry, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
we got Cheetos and
yeah, you know what I'm saying? But, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like again, it goes back to, you don't know how you gonna get that meal, but no matter how rich or poor you are, you know you're going to satisfy that hunger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the same operation, the same way you operate with your hunger. You got to have that shit with any and everything. Like, you don't need to know how all the little twists and all the little, little parts is going to happen. I ain't for me to figure out, dog. Like, I know I'm going to get a house.
Yeah.
I know the house I'm going to get. I already know what the feature, like, I physically know what it kind of looks like. I know what little things I want, high ceilings, all that stuff, like to the details. And sure enough, like, it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I'll be telling people who kind of feel like who don't have those certain things, like, look, the craziest shit that you want, write it down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck, write it down. I remember I wanted this drum machine. And I didn't know what the fuck, how I was gonna get the money for it. This is way back in the day when I was making beats. I think it was like an MPC. It was a Kai MPC 3000 or something like that. It was the digital one. And so I eventually got the money for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it all comes with. I mean, that shit was like my desktop screen backdrop.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so every day I was at work, bloop, I
looking
saw
at that shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's another part. Like, if you're gonna manifest something, like, let it be something that you look at every day. You know what I mean? Because subconsciously, like, I think that's another way that it attracts itself is when you see it. So it's like sometimes if you want that house, just go take a drive down the neighborhood that you want to be at. Like, I'll be spending a lot of time in Marina Del Rey because I know that's where I want to live. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I just go chill. And I remember I used to ride my bike in Marina Del Rey. Like, man, I just was checking out the neighbors. You know what I'm saying? Like, seeing what my neighbors is looking like. Go borrow some brown sugar from them.
Who's going to have some extra ketchup,
Like, introduce myself to the neighborhood.
Yeah. No,
but you gotta be that deep into it where it's like, you know what I mean? And then when it happens, like, you gonna feel like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is real, you know what I mean? And it's gonna have more, it's gonna be more meaningful once you get it, because then it's gonna be like, yo, like, I really dreamed about this shit. You know what I mean? Like, you see rappers, you see all these people talking about this shit in the movies. That shit's real, dog. Yeah. Like, all these niggas really been broke. You know what I'm saying? And really, like, made it from nothing to something. It's not because they just, got lucky. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in luck. I believe in that they work hard. They align themselves for it. Like, I done been super broke. I done did Postmates. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I done drove around the city till my face is blue, deliver food to everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And got into that cycle where it's like, okay, I'm making money every minute, until I was like, but this ain't aligning me with filming or taking pictures. Mm-hmm. So one day I went cold turkey. I was just like, I ain't gonna do this shit no more. Yeah. And just took an L on making that quick money and was like, if it don't have nothing to do with this and this, I don't need to make that money, because I need to focus all of my energy. And when I say all of my energy, like, every bit of my energy into this. Right. Because if I don't, then I'm not gonna get the return. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you get what you put in with everything. You put in a little bit, you ain't gonna get shit back. You know what I'm saying? Or you gonna get a little bit and you gonna get a little bit back. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just all that. And I think that's why I'm gonna close out everything, because I feel like I'm just fucking talking my ass off. But
nah, you good, man. Bro. That was some good shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? That was good.
I learned about stuff I didn't even know.
Yeah, like, I'm about to go take pictures and just post that shit all over my room, bro.
I have to do a little redecoration.
Yeah, dog.
Hey, bet, bro. I guarantee you do that shit, you gonna get all that shit on there, man. For real. Be careful what you get, because you gonna fuck around and get all that shit. You gonna have.
He's like, you better put some good shit.
Hey, for real though, like, really, like, I mean, from everything, from the clothes, to the shoes, to the crib, the car, I mean, even down to the college that you want your son to go to. Put that shit on there, man.
Yeah. Damn. I'm like, that's gonna be crazy, man. My son's gonna look at me like, why you have all these pictures around the room, Dad? What happened to Woody, man?
Where the fuck you put Woody?
Yeah, I've been like, don't trip.
For real though. But then when he sees the crazy ass dad doing that shit, what you think he gonna do when he get older?
Get him a Woody.
He's like, this is what I wanted, man.
Damn it, Daddy, I want to win.
Yeah, I want to fucking buzz. No, man. And if people want to book you or people want to see your work, man, where can they go?
Oh yeah. On Instagram is Kteq Visuals. That's Kteq Visuals on Instagram, and then email is just simple, kteqvisuals@gmail.com, and then the website is just real simple again, kteqvisuals.com. That's where you can book me.
There it is. And none of that. Let's work, fam. My boy wants to see the paycheck. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, don't trip. Hey, look. Let's get this clear, okay? I love what I do.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to pay me.
Yeah.
Period.
You know what I'm saying?
There ain't no dead ass. This is a real business, dog. Like, I mean, granted, come with your budget. You know what I'm saying? If you want to know how much I charge for a music video, the music video, you have to first come with me with the budget. Can I do a music video for $1,000? Yes, you can do anything with any kind of money, but you can't do nothing without no money, period. You know what I mean? Now, am I going to do something? If you have $300, I might not be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? I might not be able to do it. I might can't. It just depends on what you want, how much money is. First, do your job, get your budget together, then hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Let me know where you want to go from there, and then we can work it out. We can negotiate. But no matter what creative you go up to and say, how much do you charge for a visual? There's no fucking price for that, dog. Like, it's not like a menu. It's not an a la carte. Like, you know, a slow motion is gonna cost this. Like, like that, dog. Look, check this out. Get your budget together, and then we can sit down, and then we can negotiate. We can figure out how to come up with something based on the budget. So first, there is no one set cost for everything. Now, granted, for a photo shoot, that's different, and then that all depends on, you know, certain logistics, but it all starts with a conversation. But regardless of how the conversation starts or how it comes, have you a budget, because it ain't free.
That's right.
And if you want free, grab your damn phone. Instead of texting me or DMing me, grab your phone and do it shit yourself. You know what I'm saying? DIY. You know what I'm saying? Real simple. So, yeah.
There it is, man. Kteq fucking LLC. Get that shit right. You know what I'm saying? You got your questions you going to ask right quick? Right before we get out of here. He wants to ask you a quick little game before we bounce.
A little game, would you rather?
Yeah.
All right, first question. Would you rather be a professional athlete or be a famous actor?
Damn. My back hurts, so definitely going to be an actor. And I'm lazy as fuck.
All right.
Don't be on set like,
You said, fuck. Do I really got to go in?
Yeah, I really got to practice.
Like, I'll mess with you. Next question. Would you rather party all night or sleep all night?
Party all the time.
Man, I already sleep all night now. I ain't gonna lie. I've been sleeping a lot lately, but sleep, dog. You get more benefits sleeping.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay.
Gotta have balance though, you feel me? Like, you gotta do a little bit of both.
All right. So you sleeping or you partying?
I'm sleeping.
All right. He said, but I'm still staying with sleep.
I'm a party in my dreams though.
I'm sleep though.
Next question. Would you rather win $100,000 or never have to pay for food ever again?
Oh my God.
I mean, but you got EBT, so that's a reality now though. You feel me? I want that $1,000 because I'm gonna flip that.
Okay. Next question. Would you rather be the best at everything or have 3 wishes granted?
Same. That's what it sounds like. 3 wishes are granted every. Wait.
No. Would you rather be the best at everything you do, or you have 3 wishes granted, whatever you want, but there's just 3
just
wishes?
Give me 3 wishes, because when I get to that 3rd wish, I'm gonna wish for some more wishes.
There it is.
Ah, shit! Look at you.
I like that.
Hey man, you never seen Aladdin? He said you cannot wish for 3 more wishes, man.
Hey,
But all right, it's your wish. I ain't gonna tell you what to do with it.
Yeah, he says my wish,
He
motherfucker.
said, next question. Would you rather get paid to go to school or have your own personal robot? Like on some iRobot shit.
Man, to keep it real, like, you can't do shit without having knowledge. So you gonna have a dumbass robot. That's gonna be useless. So I'm gonna go to school, dog.
All right.
Yeah, fuck that robot, man.
Next question: would you rather be able to not get drunk or be able to not get full?
Wait, you said to be able not to get drunk?
Yeah, or be able to not ever get full.
Just sipping the whole time, dog? Fuck.
Man, they both sound like it's gonna come with an awful death. But
He said, "Fuck." Would you really think about it?
Yeah.
you want diabetes, a heart attack, or shit, kidney, liver damage. Shit, they both sound like terrible things.
But there was one terrible thing to do.
Fuck it, man. Food, man.
He said,
Yeah,
"All right,
that's
yeah."
right.
Fuck, give me food.
Hey man, I feel like this next question that she has to everybody. Would you rather always forget where you park your car or always forget where you put your keys?
Oh, shit.
This shit just happened to me like 2 days ago when I went to the 66 market.
For real?
I didn't even know where I parked.
Shit. Well, I mean, you can't go nowhere without the keys. So I say, fuck it, man. I'ma just not know where I parked at, man, and just go to a whole bunch of lit places.
Yeah.
And just be like, fuck it, I'm here a little bit longer than I need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm chilling.
Next question: would you rather have your debts forgiven or have a guaranteed good health for a decade?
Health for sure.
Health is
for
wealth,
a
baby.
decade?
Health is wealth.
For a decade? That's
For a
it?
decade.
After
I'm
that,
trying to live longer than that.
there's no
man.
contract, bro.
Fuck that.
You gotta get that health there. You feel me?
Yeah, well, I'll get the health then. Fuck it.
Shit. All right. Last question: would you rather be able to teleport anywhere or be able to read people's mind?
I don't want to teleport, man. Fuck people's minds.
Yeah, that should be a
Exhausting,
scary
dog.
as fuck.
Hell yeah, he said first
man.
teleportation, the bank.
Yeah, fuck that.
There it is, dog. My boy got thinking
yeah,
like,
yeah,
fuck.
he's like, you know
what?
Got me out here thinking.
Yeah.
There it is,
Yeah,
man.
I don't
Hey,
know.
dog, thank you for a fucking awesome episode.
Hey,
Hopefully
appreciate
people
it,
get
appreciate it.
inspired. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
After
yeah,
this, we going to get some photos going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
My boy Kevin wants some photos, you know?
Yeah,
But thank you, dog. I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
Episode
Appreciate it.
68. We out,
Yes,
man.
sir,
Thank you,
man.
baby.
Peace.
We out.